Beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. Please, before we start the video of today, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, let us know what you want us to tackle, and please subscribe if you haven't done so. And let's get right into it. But before we start, today we decided to do things a little bit different, and we'll be having a guest joining us on the show. And she's such an amazing lady, a mother, a friend, and she's gonna share with us her story. And I hope that you learned one or two things out of this, out of her experience. Maybe you could know somebody who's going through the same, somebody who's been abused, harassed, sexually assaulted, and this could be their actually chance for them to know that actually you can go through all that and come back out of it okay, and continue and move on with your life. So without much ado, let us get right into it.
So here comes my story. I joined campus the year 2018 and I decided to pursue diploma in business management and certified public accounting. So when I joined campus, I met this guy. His name was Yasin. He was a second year student though, but we both fell in love and decided to give it a try in love relationship. The guy was so caring, kind, loving, and he'd literally do anything to make me feel better and happy. So 2 months later, I started to notice some changes in him. He wanted us to be intimate, but I wasn't even ready for that because I was still a virgin and I didn't want to break my virginity in a stupid loose way. So what I did was talk to him and made him understand and told him to give me some time. So all was good until the same year on December 1st. His friend decided to host a party and we were invited. There were a lot of drinks and food to eat. So that fateful night, my boyfriend Yasir gave me a drink, but it never crossed my mind that the drink was drugged. So the next day, I woke up in his house. I was so confused and I didn't even remember what had happened last night. So I woke up and the first words I heard from him was that, "I'm sorry, babe." So I kept wondering why he was saying sorry, but just then I was about asking him why he was being sorry. I noticed I was bleeding. Hell no. That's when I realized that I was raped and I understood why he was apologizing. So being in that state, I cried so bitterly. I banged his door and walked away in anger. Of course, what he had done to me was so unfair. It was like rape because, not even it was like rape, it was rape because he slept with me alone unknowingly. So I went back to my house with a lot in my mind. But then I decided to ask for a break from my relationship. So 2019, January 2nd, schools were resuming. So just like other students, I resumed school as well. I remember that time I wasn't even talking to Yasser after that incident. So 2 weeks later, I noticed some weird changes in me. I was vomiting, became so dizzy, was weak. So I decided to go up for a checkup in a nearby dispensary. So when the tests were done and the results were out, you don't want to imagine the shock that hit me. I was pregnant. Oh my God. My mind almost busted out. I was so stressed, so I decided to give Yasir a call and ask him if we could meet and have one-on-one talk because I had something important to tell him. So after getting home from the dispensary that fateful day, Yasir came at my place, so I decided to break the news for him. Do you know what the reaction he gave me? Let me quote for you, and this is what he said. "You cannot be pregnant from me. Go tell the right one and not me." Imagine him telling me that. I was so shocked by the words because I never expected it to react that way, and yet he was the one who had raped me. So I told him that we would do a DNA test once the baby is born. So despite being in that situation, being pregnant that time, I was so stressed because I was still a student. I wasn't even done with my second year semester yet. So I decided to face the reality and take the things the way they were. I never even bothered to tell my mom about my pregnancy because she'd literally be so disappointed in me. So despite the stigma at school, the rejection, the ill treatment, I decided to focus on myself and my issues, and I never allowed what my schoolmates and classmates said affect me. Yes, I admit it was really tough for me, and I almost gave up, but all in all, I had this one friend who was there for me through thick and thin. He'd advised me, helped me out with school studies, catered for my needs, and even paid for my rent. He was so kind and the most humble person I ever met. So after giving birth, I told the stupid ex-boyfriend of mine that to come and do a DNA test. So after the results were out, they were 99.9%. The baby was his. So I told him to take care of his responsibility or else I'd sue him for raping me. So the guy chilled and decided to do what's necessary. And you can imagine by that time, my mom wasn't even aware of the situation yet. So months passed and it reached a point I decided to talk to myself and decided to let my mom know about everything that was going on. So after breaking for holiday that December, it was around 15th, so we break for holiday and I decided to travel and go back home. You can imagine going home after 2 years with a child that not even the parents are aware of or your mother is aware of. So I traveled that same day after we had closed school and went home. I knocked the gate, and you know what opened the gate? It was my mom. Do you know the first question she asked me? Whose child are you carrying? I didn't even know what to tell her, but I told her just to relax and give me time to explain myself. So I told my mom everything, and despite the fact that I had disappointed her, she understood me. So that same fateful day, after going home that same day after closing school, we decided to travel back to Nairobi to go and look for Yasir. My mom wanted some questions answered, so of course I had to take my mom to Yasir. So luckily when we reached Nairobi, the guy had not even traveled yet. He was still around. I tell you, what happened? I don't even know what to say. That fateful day, my mom and I traveled back to Nairobi because she really wanted to have one-on-one talk with Yasir. So we took an evening bus and we reached Nairobi at around 6 a.m. in the morning. So we had to go straight to Yasir's place, and luckily he was still around. He had not traveled back to his hometown yet. So Yasir welcomed us, though he was so surprised to see my mom, the baby, and I at his place. So mom wanted me to excuse both of them to have one-on-one talk. So I excused them. So after 30 minutes, my mom called me in to join them. And since Yasir admitted he wasn't ready to take care of the child responsibility, I decided to cut ties with him. Yes, it was a hard decision, and I could see that my mom's eyes were drawing in tears. I guess she was so disappointed that she never expected her own daughter would end up in such a situation. I really felt her pain, and I know I did hurt her so much. So after Yasir's statement, my mom warned him never to try reach out on me, and that he should live his life the way he had chosen to. So we traveled back home, and deep down my heart, I know my mom was so sad and was in despair, but there's nothing she would have done because the deed was already done. So when we traveled back home and I arrived safely, I decided to have one-on-one talk with my mom, daughter to mother talk. Yes, I admit and I know I had really hurt her and disappointed her, but I promised her to finish my studies with flying colors. So the year 2022, I decided to go back to school and finish my course. I focused on passing, and when we did our final year exams, I emerged the best student despite the situation I was in. I really amazed so many students and teachers. They couldn't even believe that Joy would be the best student in the whole campus despite the situation she was in. So I graduated in October and went home with my certificate to show my mom that I did make it. So here I am today. I'm 23 and I have a daughter who's 3 years now, almost turning 4. She's in school, in fact a kindergarten boarding school here in Nairobi. And thanks to my mom and siblings, they have always been there to support me and that bless me. You know, being a single parent is not easy, but then when you have the love and support of your loved ones, you'll get through any difficulty. All in all, despite being through all that, I decided to quit with things to do about relationship. I decided to never get myself or involve myself with any other relationship. Yes, it was hard. Sometimes I felt lonely, but I only wanted to make sure that I was ready to be in another relationship after all I've been through. So here I am today. I met this young man, so loving, so caring, so honest, so bold, and he taught me how to love again. He gave me a chance to be the most happiest woman on earth, and he proved to me that despite being through all that pain and difficulty, I still have the right to love, and then I can still be loved. So thanks to him, because of him, I am happy. Because of him, I found love in him. All in all, I learned that in life, you don't have to give up. You just have to keep on trying, no matter how hard it is. You have to keep on fighting, because at the end, it will be worth it. You know, after all that, my experience with Yasir, the relationship I had with him, at some point it made me think that sometimes love really sucks. The same people we love and cherish are the same people who break our hearts into several pieces. You know, at some point I did ask myself, why does love hurt? Why does love betray? Why does love make people cry? Love doesn't exist, right? And if it does, why am I so unlucky when it comes to men? I don't know what to do. I don't even know what to think. Those are the same questions I kept on asking myself, not knowing that out there are better men, better men than Yasir, better men who think beyond, better men who can reason with you. And I'm so glad and I'm so happy I did find the right person. And I'm so happy to have him in my life. He's genuine, he's caring, he's honest. I mean, he has all the critics a man should have. And you know what? I owe him a lot. And thanks to him, I can trust a person again in my life. one thing I learned from my late brother was that be yourself. There's nothing wrong with just being yourself. Pretending to be someone else won't do you any good. Sometimes life can be so mean, so difficult, and it reaches a point you wanna give up. But let me tell you something, giving up is not an option. Sometimes we gotta fight, we gotta embrace how life it is. God had a purpose creating each and every one of us in this world. We all have different destinies, different dreams, but all in all, at the end, we're all gonna conquer. Stay positive and think positively, because the day shall come and you'll tell yourself, indeed, giving up is never an option.
Wow, that is quite emotional. How your boyfriend can rape you, how people who are close to you could be of harm to you, how people you entrust with your life could actually destroy your life. Well, thank you for sharing. And if there's anyone who's experiencing violence of any kind, please consider talking to somebody. Please let somebody know. Accepting you have a problem and getting help, that is the biggest flex. And acceptance is the hugest sacrifice of your own life. You have to accept yourself. No matter what has happened, no matter how far things have gone, no matter how many times you feel like your life is shutting down on you, you gotta accept yourself. That's how you revive yourself.